Hello everyone, my name is Akash Parik and in today's video we are going to solve a question which has appeared in this year's GATE exam, that is in 2020. So this is C program question, and in this question we have two functions. One is fun1 and the other is fun2, and we have to calculate the output when we are calling function fun2 with value 5. So before going to the code and seeing how we should calculate this, let us just see that there is something called static. There's something called static variables. So let us just see what the static variable means. So in general, we have two kind of variable. One, suppose I'm declaring int variable. So in one way I can declare it as int. Suppose I'm declaring x equals to 5. So this is normal variable, or we say that it is auto variable. And the other way is that I put a static in front of it. There is int, suppose int static y equal to 2. So in both cases we we will occupy a memory for x. Suppose I will have a memory x with value 5 and I will have a memory y with value 2. And suppose there is some function f1 in which I have declared this line, and there is some function f2 in which I have declared this line. So when the first time the function f1 is called with int x equals to 5, the initial value of x is 5. And suppose in this function, suppose what I'm doing is I'm doing x plus plus or plus plus x. So I'm incrementing x by 1 and I'm just returning it. Suppose I'm returning it. So it will return suppose 6. And now when again I'm calling this function f1 again, so it will enter again, but it will see this line again, int x equals to 5. So it will again initialize this x with 5 and again it will calculate x plus plus. So again it will give 6. So initially it was giving 6 for the first time, the second time it will also give 6, and for third time it will again also give 6. This is because every time the function is being called, this line int x equals to 5 gets executed every time. So every time we are initializing the variable x. To overcome this, we can write static. If we write static in front of the variable will be initialized only once, and thereafter you can suppose that thereafter if you call f2 after that, then suppose this line is not there, then in suppose we have here y plus plus. So for the first call, y value will be 2 and y will increment and it will become 3 and it will become 3. And again after some time, if I called f2 again, if I'm calling f2 again, then the first line, that is static int y equals to 2 will not be executed. You can think of it as it is skipping this line and will directly go to another line, and then value of y will be 2 because currently the value is 3 and it will remain 3. And if I do y plus plus now, then it will become 4. So first it was 3, then it has become 4, and so on. So in the first case, if I'm not declaring a variable as static, then the variable will initialized again and again, and if I'm declaring a variable static, it will initialize only once. So this is the first basic difference between normal variables and static variables. Also, static variables are allocated in data segment of our memory, and normal variables are allocated in stack segment. And suppose if suppose I'm writing int x equal x, I'm only declaring this, then x can have any value, any garbage value. But if I'm writing static int x, then if I'm not giving any initial value to x, then it will have a initial value as 0. So 0 will be the initial value. So all static variables, if they are not initialized, their initial value is 0. So with this base, we'll go to this question. Now coming back to the question, let us just see how we can solve this. And this question is very easy. So let us just see how can we solve this question. So in this question, for the first will, since it is being called from function f2, so first we'll go to function f2. So we'll come to this part of the question, and we'll see that we have a variable I. So we have a variable I. Let me just rub this for 1 second. so that we can utilize this space so that we can see the question also. So suppose I have a, so for fun2, so let me write this side as fun2. So this is a function2. I have a variable I which is initially 0, and this is a static variable, and we know that if a static variable is initialized once, it will never be initialized again. Now we have a value n, so as we are passing 5 from here, so n will contain 5. And now we are seeing this line, if n is greater than 0, yes, 5 is greater than 0, then what we are doing is I. So I is initially 0, so I equal I, that means 0 plus fun1. So it is calling another function, this fun1. So let us just write fun1 this side. So it's calling fun1, and the initial value which is giving, it is giving to fun1 is n, that is n is 5, so it will giving 5 here. So fun1 is called with 5. Now let us just go to fun2, and after coming back to fun2 again, once this fun1 returns something, so it will return something, I don't know what it will return, then whatever it returns, fun2 will add that, and it will call again fun2 with variable with n minus 1. No, so now I am calling it with 5, next time I will call it with 4. So what fun2 is actually doing is that it is, whatever the value fun1 is returning, it is adding it, and then it is calling again itself with one value less till the time it reaches 0 or it is greater than 0, it will do this. So this is what fun2 function is doing. And now coming back to fun1 question. So in fun1 also we have a variable which is I equals to 0. So this I and this I are different I's. So this I is declared this scope, and this I is declared int1 scope. So they both are different I's. So they both will have different memory locations first of all. And now we are initially calling it fun1 with variable with value 5. So my n is 5 in this part. So my n is 5, n is greater than 0, then I will do plus plus I. I will pre-increment it. So I is 0, it will become 1. So now I is 1 here. And now fun1 is called again with n minus 1. N is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4. So it will call again with 4. So when it will call again with 4, so n is 4 is greater than 0, again I will do plus plus I. So I will become 2. And so on. What will happen is that this part is calculating, is giving me whatever the value I am giving. Suppose I am giving 5, so it will give me 5, because it will increment 5 times, from 0 to 5 will increment, and it will return. So after first iteration, what this value will give me, it will give me 5, and I will return this 5 to this function 2. So in function 2, when function 2 is called with value 5 on function 1, it will get 5. So I is initially 0 and now 5, so I will become 5. And now in this line, fun2 will again call itself with value 4. When fun2 will call again itself with value 4, remember that this static int I equals to 0 line will not get execute. It will start with n. So n is now 4. So now n is 4. So start with n. 4 is greater than 0, yes. So it will call again function 1 with 4. So it is calling function 1 with 4. And we know that what will function 1 will do? It will return, it will add 4 times and it will return. But remember one thing again, that initially static int was 0, and when we have given it 5, it returned 5. But now this line is not there, and we have, for I the current value is 5, so it will add 4 to this current value. So if I add 4 to this current value, this value will become 9, and it will return 9 to function 2. So function 2 will get 9 here, and its initial I was 5, and 5 plus 9, its new value will become 13. And again it will call itself with 3. Function 2 will call itself with value 3. So when it is calling itself with value 3 again, so again function 1 will be called with value 3, and now it will increment 3 times. So now I is 9 and it will increment by 3, so it will become 12, and now it will return this 12 to function 2, and function 2, after getting this 12, it will add it with I is initially 13 and 12, that is, sorry, I was 14, 9 plus 5 is 14, 14 and 12, it will become 26. So now I has become 26, and now function 2 will again call itself with 2. So function 2 will call itself with 2, so n will become 2. So now function 1 will be called with 2. So now we know what does function 1 do, is that it increments I by 2. So now currently my I is 12, and it will incremented by 2 and it will become 14, and now 14 will be added to 26. So here I will get 14, and 14 will added with I, it will become 40, and now function 2 will be called with value 1. So when function 2 is called with value 1, I function 1 will be called with value 1, and we have to, that means I in function 1 will increment by 1. So 14 will increment by 1 and will become 15, and will return 15 to function 2. So function 2 value will become 55, and now I function 2 in this line, n will become 0 because 1 minus 1 is 0, and when the next time it comes to itself in this line, if n greater than 0, it will stop. So this will stop. So when it will stop, we have to return I. So read I for function 2, it will return I for function 2. Now the current value for I is 55. So our answer should be 55. Remember, this was, in this question we don't have any option, as it is a 2 marks question in GATE with numerical, where we don't have any option. So the value of this question is 55, and it will fetch you 2 marks if you have done it correctly. Thank you very much.